What is going on, everyone? Happy Monday and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts, and today, like every single weekday, we are coming at you live from our beautiful studio here in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada with our live show. Today, we're talking about Bitcoin, 30K. When are we going to get there? What are some hurdles that we're going to see before we get there? We have one in-house guest and one virtual guest joining us. But before we introduce them and bring them on, I'd like to introduce you to your other co-host. Hello, Robin.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, boring, stale information, package it up in a fun and sexy way, and sometimes I straight put an elbow drop on that box. How you doing? Guess what, bro? Guess what happened over the weekend, David?
Yeah, we know Bitcoin's over.
Bitcoin is over 23K, baby. We got a bull run, baby. How you doing? The bull market is back.
Don't. I didn't. Don't. All right, before Robin goes off topic for 10 minutes, I'd like to, we have a very special guest joining us, one of our favorite people in our space. He's young, he's hungry, he's a chart master, Mr. AJ Pleasanton from the Hit Network. What's up, bro?
Hola! Here I am, Sin City Crypto on location. You know, I'm on a book tour right now with BitBoy Crypto. We're going all around America. We would San Francisco, San Jose. We got a meetup at the Link tonight in Vegas. Tomorrow we're going to Phoenix, Arizona, and it's just we're going and going and going. But I knew when I came to Las Vegas that there was no way in hell I wasn't coming here. Because I met you guys at the Hit Network. You guys are cool as they come. You're Ben's favorite crypto channel. You know that, right? Ben told me that Sin City Crypto is his favorite crypto channel. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but you got the alpha from me.
And it only cost us $20 for him to say that. Just kidding.
Yeah, he told me the story that where he met you guys and you came up to him. Was it you? Or
Yeah, it was me.
It was you.
David didn't show up that time. I had to represent.
Yeah, and
thank you, David.
That you came up to him at the restaurant, and then you linked up from there, and you guys have been friends ever since.
Bro, we all met.
I love that.
Well, Rob and I used to work together, but we met Rocco at BitBoy's meetup, man. So
he said, and see, that right there is what I absolutely love about the crypto community, is that we're all like-minded people, and that at the BitBoy Crypto meetups, like I kind of do like a 3-5 minute introduction before we bring him on the stage. And what I tell the people is that, you know, like I know a lot of you in the crowd are excited to meet Ben, but you should be just as excited to meet each other, because that is what we do here in crypto, is when like your network is your net worth. And you need to do everything you can to meet as many people in crypto as possible, because you can't do this alone. This game is very hard as it is. And if you try to do it by yourself, best of luck. But I haven't met anyone that white knight solo does crypto without the help of their friends. So definitely
very well said,
that's the way it's done. That's the way it's done.
That's very well said.
I try.
We're excited. We have AJ in studio. We're going to look at some charts. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, ETH. We're going to look at Aptos. Made a all-time high in the bear market.
Crazy.
So we're going to go over all those charts. But first, I would like to share. So Rob and I, we argue a lot on this channel, but it's for a good reason, okay? It's for good reason. And we had an argument about if you had to trust one centralized exchange, okay? Are you trusting Binance or Coinbase? I voted for Coinbase. Robin voted for Binance.
I was on that show, right?
Were you on the show? And you voted for Coinbase.
I said Coinbase, yes.
You voted Coinbase. Yep. Rocco voted some exchange in Italy. Never heard of it. We asked our community, and out of 327 votes, 57% of you said Coinbase. And this post got a lot of engagement, some pretty good comments here. One person, let me find this comment. One person said, trust the token or trust the centralized exchange without a token. This was from Earn Farm. What are your thoughts? Now, we know where you guys stand, right? We know Robin says Binance, AJ says Coinbase. Robin, what are your thoughts on a centralized exchange moving forward that has their own token?
I think it's a conflict of interest. Now, you could make an argument for Binance, having utility outside of their own chain or their own exchange because you have the smart chain. However, most of the tokens, and this is no exception across the board, at least from what I've seen, if you control your own tokens, which Binance controls majority of their own token, the BNB token, it can be, an opportunity for fraud or manipulation, especially if majority of the trading takes place on your own platform. And so we saw what FTX was, that they were the biggest holder of their own token, and it also was where the most volume for that token was located, was on their own exchange.
Not just that though, Robin.
So it's very easy to manipulate the price.
Not only that, but they're using their own token, manipulating the price up, and then using that money to borrow actual money. And so,
are they doing that though? I know what FTX was doing.
FTX did that.
Now, are they borrowing against their own BNB token? That I haven't seen.
I mean, when you show a balance sheet and say, hey, our company's worth $100 million and 80 of it is your BNB token.
I'm not saying it's not happening. I just haven't seen any, I haven't seen any sources that said, hey, they borrowed X amount of money. They used their own BNB token as collateral. I would assume they probably are. I'm not trying to say that no, there's no way. They probably are. I haven't been made aware of it, but I think it is common practice in our industry with the exchange tokens.
Not just collateral though, dude. It's just showing that your company is worth more than what it really is.
Yeah, that's you got a point. I mean, but that's with everything. I mean, think about it. I mean, that's with blockchains as well. I remember it was during the run up of the bull market. Charles Hoskinson came out and was said, hey, I got more net worth than you do, Mark Cuban. And where is he evaluating his net worth? Think about it. It's his own token, right? And so I think it's just kind of, it is what it is, bro. I mean, you can look at traditional finance in the same way. You can say, hey, Tesla owns most of their own stocks, and that's where they get their company's evaluation.
That's true, but if Tesla sold all their stock, that stock would completely crumble because they don't own 70%.
Yeah, but that means they would be selling their own company. So that means you don't believe
Elon Musk has sold his Tesla stock, and
he sold some of it, but he sold a lot. But
we're talking billions of dollars.
Tesla and the major board owners are still the people in charge at Tesla, the people that were put there from the beginning. They still have majority ownership and stake into the company. And until that changes, you can look at. I'm just saying that companies in general, majority of the publicly traded companies, the founders and the original board members, the original investors, still control the company through the amount of equity or how much stocks they own. And so it's really no different when you're looking at an exchange. But now the problem is that with stocks, they trade publicly on the New York Stock Exchange, the CME, and so that's where they derive their value. The problem where you get the conflict of interest, as we were saying, is that if your own token is providing value to your company's net worth, and that token predominantly trades on your own exchange where you can easily influence the price, that's a conflict of interest. So that's
FTT. But here's the thing: FTT was trading on multiple exchanges.
Yeah, and so is Binance. But majority of the volume is on the native exchange. So majority of the trading for the Crow token is on crypto.com. Majority of the trading for Binance, BNB is on Binance. Majority of the trading for FTT was on FTX. Now, not to say that you can't go pick it up elsewhere. You can get BNB on Coinbase, right? I think it's listed there.
So. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
I think it is. I don't know.
Anyway,
whatever.
Anyways,
so what you're saying, I'm trying to kind of package the crux of the message you're trying to get across.
Yeah, you're right in the middle. You're right in between us.
So
literally.
So you're saying you're bullish. The main idea is that the exchanges that have their own coins are bad.
There's a conflict of interest.
There's a lot.
I agree with you.
It's the Nancy Pelosi effect. If you create the laws,
Nancy Pelosi effect.
If you create the laws that could substantially move the price of an industry up or down, and you can hedge it by buying or selling ahead of time, that is a conflict of interest. If I sit on the energy department and I know that I'm about to put in some infrastructure that will benefit the solar power cells, and I invest in solar power companies that I know will directly benefit from that law. If I were to invest in them beforehand, it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put this in a way
if you're going for a loan, if you're BNB, for example, you say you're Binance and you're trying to get a loan for $500 billion. You're trying to get a loan for $500 billion. You need to show, hey, this is our net worth. If you fall short, say $2 billion, hey, why don't we just pump up the price of our BNB token by $2 by 5%? Now all of a sudden our net worth goes up. Okay. And that's what FTX was doing. That's how they got into the situation they were.
No, I just wanted to kind of package that in like really simple, because you guys got in the weeds for a little bit there, and I was kind of like, wait. So the whole point of this is that you like Coinbase because it doesn't have its own token. Are there any other examples of?
I like Coinbase because it's a publicly traded company.
Okay,
I think that brings the most transparency, and it holds the most account. Now, just because you're publicly traded doesn't mean you're free of collapse and fraud. I mean, there's plenty of examples throughout history where publicly traded companies have went under. Enron is probably the best example of where you had manipulation and fraud, especially on markets. They were the market makers for energy, and we saw how that got taken advantage of, and so the same, it basically it ain't a free pass because you have, publicly traded. You're publicly traded, but it is definitely a lot more difficult, and it's a lot more transparent.
Speaking on Coinbase and Binance, Coinbase fired shots. Coinbase executive accuses Binance of crypto price manipulation, which they say a pattern of Binance front running over 18 plus months,
and that just came out today.
That was just tweeted today.
That's hilarious.
So I don't know.
That's a bold, but honestly, because you kind of have to look at it like this. Like CZ's been doing a lot of moving around, and FTX, kind of got eliminated from the chessboard. So now, of course, these two are going to butt heads because they want to be number one. This is like a battle of will at this point. This is like they're going to try to find anything they can to one up the other one because they all want to be top dog. Like, this is totally the battle for the crown for crypto exchanges right here. I was curious of that before, and now Coinbase is, shots fired. And is this like, do you think that this tweet, this is my question, is this tweet because they actually care or because they want to be top dog?
I think both could be true.
Okay, I accept that.
I think both could be true.
Real quick though, let's take a intermission to acknowledge our chat and our community. All right, so a couple things. We got, let's see here. We got Robert Salazar puts a $2 super chat in. Says, open the club. Jimmy puts a $5 super chat. He says, payment endorsed by BBC by AJ. And then we also have some new people in here. We have Matthew BBC? Barnes, Google user, Ray Gutowski. We got Del May and Crypto Brett. To all of you, hola! Welcome to City Crypto. Guys, hit the like button. We are sitting at less than a 40% like ratio here. No me gusta.
Robin, I'm proud of you, man. You only butchered one of those names.
Hey, I actually want to point something out. Patricio Marquez in the chat. I've been trading more on that. I really like Apex. That's funny. I have been trading on Apex. It's like a decentralized exchange. They have pairs in USDC, which are leverage trading pairs, which is different for it to home base be USDC. And they only have like 5 or 6 pairs. But I like it because I know that it's going to that the order is going to clear. A lot of people are looking for decentralized leverage trading options, and Apex is definitely going to be one of the ones I think in the future that's going to have something to say about that whole. I mean, I use it.
Apex?
Yeah, Apex. That's funny he said that.
I don't really leverage trade or day trade. I don't have time. But
also, real quick, let's just get some insight from the chat on our discussion here on BNB token. Guys, do you think if it's a conflict interest, it's a problem? Put a 1 in the chat for Binance having their own token. Or do you think, not a big deal? You know what? We have the smart chain. Business as usual for 2 in the chat. So 1 problem, 2 not a big deal for BNB token. What do you guys think?
Before we get into the charts, you know what else is business as usual?
¿Qué pasa?
Our government not knowing how to balance a finance book or their own money. So U.S. Democrats push to eliminate the debt ceiling, allowing unlimited borrowing for the government.
Stop.
Now, someone said, well, they're doing it anyways. Yes, but here's the thing. At least every few months or so, or whenever the debt ceiling was being reached, they had to sit down and say, okay, You had one party say, all right, we'll raise debt ceiling if we cut back on this. And so it kind of makes you sit down, look at your financials, like, okay, maybe we cut. Now they're just going to not give a crap. They're just going to, all right, yep, borrow more money. You know,
yeah,
put out more securities.
I hate it.
At least the way we have it, where we basically get a margin called and then we put more money in, which is in the form of printing. It's essentially what's happening here with our debt. At least every time that happens, you have to pause, stop, discuss, and be like, oh, we did it again. We hit the debt ceiling. At least we have that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a good system, but at least that is something. Because the opposite would be never have any accountability, never take any ownership for what's going on, and yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Let's jump into some charts here. So I want to take a look at the overall crypto market really quick. We got Bitcoin, like Robin mentioned, is sitting over 23,100. ETH coming in at 1637. It did see a retracement, but is back up close to 5% over the last week, followed by BNB XRP over 40 cents. Will it hold? If you're an XRP fan, you're part of the XRP army, throw your X in the chat. And then we have Cardano coming in at number 8 at just under 38 cents, followed by Doge and Solana back in the top 10, sitting just under $25. Guys, if you picked up Solana at $8, you're sitting at a 3x out of a top 10 token in a bear market. So if you did, great job. Think about taking some profits. Now, AJ, you're the chart master.
Yes, sir.
The theme of today's show, 30K, Bitcoin. Okay, first of all,
Is it realistic?
Before we show charts, you think 30K is coming before 20K is coming?
No.
20K comes first.
Yes.
You think we'll see 30K this year?
Maybe. Probably.
Okay.
Maybe Q4.
Okay. Let's assume we see 30K.
Okay.
We're at 23 now. We're consolidating. What are some of the next levels that you expect us to either get rejected or consolidate at before we make our move to 30K? And you can go ahead and show your charts if you're ready.
And by the way, 275 for the club limit today, guys. Get there.
All right. Can you pull my chart up? All right. Here we are. Home base. Bitcoin daily chart. So let's just kind of tell the story here. This is where he came down in June. Right over here. We held this floor. And when we held this floor, me and you made a bet for 10 Doge that the bottom was in. And I haven't got my 10 Doge, and I won. I said the bottom was not in.
I said the bottom was
not
in.
No, I said it was going down.
Sure?
I've been bearish the whole way.
Wait, hold on. You're saying I was bullish?
You were saying that the bottom was already in.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying to you. I want my 10 Doge, and I want it now.
We will pull up the receipts later. You better cash that in now. Like, the thing is, don't cash it in now because Doge might hit what, $1 soon, right?
Hold on. There's echoes. My PC mic.
Oh, your
Mute your mic.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I need to go settings. Is it still doing it?
Nah, we'll mute it on our side.
I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. Is it still going?
Turn off your mic on PC.
Here.
No. Just Rocco. Just
No, I got it.
it's
You
done.
got it?
We're good.
All right, sorry about that, everybody. All right, so let's tell the story here. Is that hopefully it stops doing that. But so here we are. Here's the floor. Didn't mean to dunk on you, by the way. Didn't. But my bad. I'm just trying. I don't want to tell the story if it's still echoing. It's still echoing. Okay. Let's just give it 1 minute because I want to be able to say this and have the audience hear what's going on. Probably mine. Let me go to my settings.
It's always your fault. You know. It's no coincidence that you call me out.
Yep.
And then your mic goes back.
That's what I get.
Yeah, that's what you get. All right, you're good.
Is it good now?
Let's roll.
It's still going. Echo. Can't. Hold on. Let me do it from my computer. Settings.
Fixed. Okay, fixed.
Still echo.
There we go. Okay, we're good.
Echo. Oh man.
Thank you guys. All right, let's go. Yeah. Go ahead, AJ. All right, let's pull up his chart.
Input volume. I turned my input volume all the way down. That Okay, cool.
All right, we're Gucci, baby.
All right, sorry about that, everybody. Let's get to the story here.
Think
So
twice
back
next
to,
time before you call me out. Go ahead, Rocco. Let's show his, let's pull up his laptop.
Dude, I didn't even call you out. I just want my 10 Doge.
You called me.
Okay.
Anyways, Bitcoin, the story.
All right, Bitcoin daily chart. We come down here in June. Here is the floor that we established, and we held this floor for a long time. But that doesn't mean, even though that we fell down from this floor, does not mean that this level is still not very important. And when I say this level, I'm talking 18.8, 18.9, a little tiny bit below 19K. So we have this floor, and then November, we break the floor. We put in this low here at the end of November. It's kind of ironic to me that, you know, when in 2021, when we put in the high, you know, November, and then the low was put in November the next year around the same time. I just found that to be ironic. Anyway, so here, if I was to go this way, actually, let me bring my paintbrush up 1 second. At this point in time, we had a triangle. And then that triangle became a channel. And then we come up, and on the first try, we break out of the channel. And I am, very bullish on the fact that we broke out of that so fast, because if we got rejected right here at this level, I would have been looking for another lower low. So do I think the bottom is in? Probably, considering so here's my, right here, we put in a higher high on a daily chart, super bullish. But if we come out here and then we start looking at the RSIs, we are way overheated right now. I'm talking, we are in the 90s on the daily chart on the RSI. The thing is that sometimes, every now and then, a chart will continue on being completely overheated for X amount of time. Like, there's really no way to dictate how long something overheated is going to continue to pump for. But here's my case here, is that if we look at the visible range volume profile off to the right here, the most amount of buyers are actually sitting down here at 16.8. I don't think it's going to come down that far.
Can you talk about that real quick, AJ? The visible volume.
Yeah,
what is that like? Why is that important to a chart?
Okay, perfect. Good question. So the visible range volume profile shows you where the most amount of buyers are. So basically, like, this shows that this level here, if Bitcoin was to actually break down from the June low level, which I'll talk about in a second, and came down, it's likely to stop here at 16.889 to be exact. I'm not saying it wouldn't go below that, but the most amount of buyers are sitting there, so that is a really good floor, considering all the buyers are hoping that Bitcoin comes back down so they can buy more Bitcoin on the low. So here's my thing, is that it's scary, because if you look at the 2-hour chart, everything about this chart shows bullish continuation. We got bullish divergence right here. Bullish divergence on the RSI. We're bouncing off of the 50 on the RSI, which says bullish continuation all day. Same story on Lux Algo. I run a Lux Algo and a Market Cipher oscillator because I want them to tell the same story. Sometimes they tell a different story, and that's when there's uncertainty. But when I find confluence in two similar oscillators, mixed with RSI, mixed with visible range volume profile and EMA and all that, that's kind of when you get to tell that full story. So anyway, so right now, I mean, we even have a buy signal from Lux Algo. Bitcoin could very well continue maybe to 25, 24,000 based off of this chart right here. Even it's approaching to put in a higher high on this. If it goes above, 23.5, 23.3 area, Bitcoin could very well continue on for a while. What is scaring me is that if we look at Market Cipher here, we have this big trigger wave right here, okay? And if this wave comes up and puts in a lower wave than that one, that would be very bearish if it went down that hill like that. So let me clean that up real fast. Okay, so I kind of think that this wave isn't going to go as high as this one, which would be a case of bearish divergence. So that I think that's going to be coming, considering this is only the 2-hour chart. But when I go back to the daily chart, this is the story that I kind of want you guys to focus on, is that Bitcoin is super overheated right now. And even if it continues on for another even $1,000, that's great. But here are the levels that I'm looking at. So when we went down to the June low, we popped up, and the highest point we were at ever since in August is the highest we were at in the past, God knows how many months since the June fall. So this level right here, right there at 25,131, if we can put in a higher high from that level, we could retest it and then continue on the story up the hill. So we have to get over this level from when we came up on the June high. What I think is probably going to happen is that we are going to get rejected from that level. And then we're going to come down and test once again the June low. That June low is very important. And as you can see from the visible range volume profile, this right here, that is a very big, there's a lot of buyers sitting right there.
And that's sub 20K?
That is at basically 19,000. So even, it's possible that we could come and maybe retest. We don't have to go all the way down to that level, but I would not be surprised to see us come back down and bullishly retest the June low level. I completely see that happening in the cards, considering how overheated the RSI is and the most likely incoming bearish divergence that is yet to be confirmed. It would be very hard for Bitcoin to put in a higher, a trigger wave on market cipher. And the RSI, listen, when you start a stock RSI, the normal parameters are 70-30. I always change my parameters to 80-20. Yeah. And anytime, if you go back and look, anytime Bitcoin or Ethereum on a daily chart is over the 80 level, it's coming back down.
And we're at what right now?
90 something.
Oh, shoot.
We were way up in the 96s and we continued on. But as you can see here on the RSI, let me just click on this for a second. We're going to have to come up and even go higher than that to continue, which is very unlikely. And you see how it's kind of putting in a little, it came up and then it put in a little hook there, and now it's coming down. That pressure is going to take Bitcoin back down to reality. Bitcoin, it's very unlikely for it to just rip up and up and up and up forever. I mean, anything is possible.
So you're saying, hold on. So you're saying 25K is definitely the biggest block before we get to 30?
Yeah. So, and also, once again, here we are on the visible range volume profile. We need to get over this level here. This is the body of that candle right there. 24.5 basically is that level. And if we can get over that, if we can get over that level, the thing just went away for some reason. Oh, sorry. As you get on the visible range volume profile, there is a gap. Hold on, I got to get it went away on me. I don't know why it went away. 1 second. I need to pull this down. There it is. So I'm almost done. So then right here, if we can get over this, as you can see right here, there's a big gap in the volume profile. I feel that my game plan, we come down, we retest the June low, that would be putting in a higher low from this low down here. We break this level, we test this level, and if we get over this line right here, we are going straight to 30 because there is a big gap.
So you're saying that, okay, so that once we get past 25, there's no big, let's say, roadblock to 30K.
Getting over 25 is the hard part because there's
what
a lot
was
of
the
resistance
June
there.
low that you said there?
The
20K.
June low is actually 18.6,
Okay.
18, basically 19.
So for us to go below the June low, it's going to have to be a Black Swan event.
And then real quick, I just want to give a little love to the chat here. We have a few new people in here. Actually, we have a bunch of new people. Guys, hit the like button. We are way below 50%. So please do us a favor, hit the like button, support the channel. If you're driving, pull over, put the hazard lights on. Hit the like button and then get back on the road. All right, so we got Kevin B, Morris P, Sean Mulgrew from England. What's up, mate? Or is that's Australia, right? Whatever. Anyways, Beef Wellington and Scallops.
Womp, womp, womp. See,
now, we also got Android. We got Title Meta, Duffy, Mark Rosen. We got Gary Austin, Cam's Video, K, Mengi C, Derek For Real, Mark Thomas, Fernando Sicko, and we also got Ms. Teen in the chat and also on deck as well. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto, where we keep it zesty.
Rocco, can you please patch Miss Teen Crypto in so I don't have to hear Robin? Randy!
There she is.
What up?
Hi,
How you
friends.
doing?
How's it going?
She's
Hola.
muted, Rocco.
Oh, she's muted. Okay. We're going to unmute you here. Can you hear us?
Yes, I could.
Are you muted? You might be muted. Do you want to double check your mic there,
Me?
MTC?
No, she works.
She works?
Yeah, did it
We don't hear her.
No?
Oh,
1 second. Maybe
Okay.
turn C on.
1 second.
Okay.
Technical
She's
difficulties.
like, I just got
She's
on.
just chilling in the metaverse right now, just hanging out. All right, guys, we're about to. Okay, we're working on sound here.
And also, just before we do that, while I have a second here,
yeah.
if Bitcoin doesn't come down and retest June lows and breaks the 24.5 level, and then retest that, we could be going expedited track to 30. If we can get over this level now, the retest is out of the cards because the retest would then be at 24.3 and not 19.
Got it.
That level's very big. And if you run a Fibonacci from the bottom to the local high, we are actually sitting right below it. So breaking where we are right now is super big from a trading perspective. If we continue down on the 4-hour chart, if we start putting in red candles, I would start opening shorts on altcoins.
We don't like red candles. We like green candles. And we also like when we fix our audio problem, missing crypto. Will you please say something so we can hear you?
hola.
Yes.
There it is.
Oh, she gave us the hola. Cool.
It was just in our studio.
Yeah,
Everybody
it was
else
not
can-
you. It was our speaker was down. But missing crypto, guys, if you're not familiar, missing crypto, tell everyone about yourself, please.
Oh, well, hello, friends. My name is Randy, otherwise known as Miss Teen Crypto. I've been in the space for almost 3 years, since I was 17. I'm almost 20 now. If you guys haven't seen my content, I do a various amount of things. I've been doing on-the-street interviews, asking strangers about Bitcoin since November 2020. I've been minting NFTs since November 2020. I also do educational content across all social media at Miss Teen Crypto. I have 2 podcasts, the Miss Teen Crypto Show that goes live 1 to 4 times a week with amazing guests in the space talking about their journeys, how they got to where they are now. And I also have a new podcast called The Daily Zest, where I go over every day's news, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Thank you guys again for having me. I should have started off with that.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. We love having you on the show. I'm just curious, because when I was 17, the last thing on my mind was finance or technology or what you were doing. And we know what Robin was doing at age 17.
I was just playing video games, bro.
He was playing video,
raised
being a
dirt
loser.
Yeah.
AJ is still 17. He looks 17.
Smoked a lot of weed and played a lot of video games.
Yeah, we could tell you smoked a lot of weed. But so Randy, what was it about this space or just in general that kind of got you at such a young age to want to come in and learn, and not only learn for yourself but educate other people as well?
Well, my dad was telling me about Bitcoin since I was 13 in 2016.
Hell yeah.
Good parents.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, and his story with Bitcoin was great as well. But he was just telling me about it for years, and then when I was 16 in 2019, we did our first transaction, and I noticed how easy it was to do. All you have to do is scan a QR code, copy, paste an address, and that's it. Anyone, anywhere in the world can instantly send funds. It doesn't matter where you came from, what age you were, you could just take part. And I pictured, going to the store, them scanning my phone, or I scan a QR code, and not doing that whole fiat interaction. Being that a lot of my friends throw their loose change out, no one could use a penny. It's crazy nowadays. So I just thought it was going to change the way we transacted forever. Then I also had $200 in my savings account. Being I was small, I only had $200. I wanted to save up, guys. But I grew up being told that if you left your money in the bank, then you would earn interest, number go up. You would earn money on your money. This turned out not to be true. My 200 was always 200 flat. And I noticed that my dollar wasn't going as far as it did, for example, when my dad was younger. So I figured, hey, why not just look into Bitcoin? Put my $200 in Bitcoin. I'm not touching it anyway. There's only 21 million Bitcoin to ever exist. Why not try it out? And I fell down the rabbit hole, joined the space when I was 17, April 2020. And I just wanted to be a part of the space, start creating content. And, I just felt that this was a revolution and I just wanted to share it. So,
Well, we're so happy you decided to come into our space because obviously, we're not taught really anything financially related or how to balance a checkbook or anything like that in school. And so we need people. And let me tell you, someone like you who's so much closer as far as the age group versus a 40, 50-year-old dude in a suit on CNBC trying to teach someone, it just relates so much better. So we appreciate you.
40 next year, bro.
Yeah, no one wants to listen to you.
So
Really?
yeah, man. I'm 39, man.
I wanted to
Dude, I didn't
ask.
know that.
So a couple things real quick before we get into the topics here.
I feel old.
Your dad's not Satoshi, is he?
oh no, I wish, man. We be living a different lifestyle right now.
Hey,
But
Fair enough.
I probably would be pushing crypto still. Doesn't
Fair
matter.
Also, it looks like you're streaming from Asgard. We do have the hammer here. If you need it, Robin, go ahead and show the hammer. We have Thor's hammer. If you're missing that, one of our community
It might
members
be too heavy for me,
made.
but I could try it out.
This
One
is
of our-
not even a prop. It's not made of foam.
Dude, it's-
literally, it's handmade from wood. Like
One of our community members, Broke
Wow.
Yoshi, sent us that. It's amazing.
That's
Love it.
sick.
All right,
Love the
guys.
community.
solid.
We love our community is the bomb.
Hey, Missing Crypto. Crypto SL Futuro asked the
Futuro.
same question that I asked you. Once you turn 20, are you still going to call yourself Missing Crypto?
And I'll
Interesting question.
answer the same way I answered you, AJ. What you guys got any suggestions? Let me know. Listen, I've been in this space for 3 years. Missing Crypto is basically my legal name. I mean, like, well, who's Randy, right? But I definitely am open to suggestions. So chat, please. While you're smashing that like button, please let me know what I should do when I turn 20. I don't have that much time left.
What
Only a
about-
few weeks.
What about Miss Crypto Dub? 20, Dub.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Crypto Dub.
No.
I think you should just rock it, actually, because it's already your brand and you're still young. So,
twin.
and your story will always be that you started when
Nah,
you were a teenager. So I think that's relative. I think maybe keeping it within how well you've built
No,
your brand
because-
is smart.
Here's the
Miss
thing.
Queen Crypto.
How about okay? Don't forget.
Ooh.
Here's a great example. We had Little Bow Wow change his name to Bow Wow. Remember that? When he grew up.
Miss Crypto.
I'm just
Just
saying
Miss
he
Crypto.
did.
Miss Crypto's pretty cool. I like it. Like, whatever you do, if you do decide to change your name, just don't change who you are because we love you. All right. Guys, go support the guests that come on our show. We have linked Miss Teen Crypto's YouTube channel in the description of this video. Go support her. Also, go follow AJ on Twitter. We have linked his Twitter account in there as well. I want to ask you this question before we move on to some news. We did a poll on our Twitter. We talked about this on our show. Miss Teen Crypto, if you were to trust one exchange, would it be Coinbase or Binance, and why?
Well, to be fair, I don't know if I could answer the question. I don't have access to Binance because I live in New York and I live in a gated
Let's
little
say you-
hole.
let's
Like,
say
I
you
can't do
did.
anything.
Remember this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have experience, I guess. I've only had experience with really Coinbase and Gemini are the main two in New York. So that's all I really have
you're in
access
New York.
to.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in this little hole and I can't get out and I'm climbing. I'm like, please let me play. And they don't let me play.
All right.
I
fair
remember
enough.
when I first got into crypto in 2020, there were a few other exchanges where you were able to get Bitcoin from, let's say, Coinbase, go to the swap and swap there in exchange. And that's how I was getting zesty with my alt. But then they took it all away, all of it. Binance was even allowed here at one point, and then goodbye. It's I get nothing over here, which is why we need to make change.
Well, Vegas is always looking for smart people to move here. So, no state taxes.
They got In and Out too, so it's very intriguing.
Dude, In and Out. Okay, hold
we
on.
went there yesterday.
In and Out
Yeah.
or Fat Burger?
In and out.
Fat
In-N-Out.
Burger,
I haven't tried Fat Burger.
Burger.
Okay,
Fat
so she
Burger's
can't
so
speak on it.
good, man. Have you
I
been to
haven't
Fat Burger
tried
before?
it.
No one cares about Fat
Look,
Burger.
we were talking
I
about getting lunch.
love In-N-Out.
Maybe we'll go get lunch at Fat Burger. It'll
I will
change
not
your
be
life.
I'm
joining.
in.
I will not be joining you.
Come on, you
I
have
collect
to
In
come.
and Out
I'm here.
t-shirts.
Dude, In and Out's the bomb. I heard they're going to the East Coast too,
Love
but
it.
we'll talk about that. But we need to talk some crypto, okay? Because we only have Missing Crypto for a certain allotted amount of time. All right. So some big news. Binance users can't transfer below $100,000 via Swift starting in February 1st. Crypto exchange Binance told users that they would be unable to buy or sell crypto that's less than $100,000 via Swift from February 1st. The crypto exchange blamed the new decision on an unnamed banking partner, which Bloomberg reported was Signature Bank. The exchange users can continue to purchase crypto using their credit or debit cards and through other fiat currencies, including euros. But if it's USD denominated, you will not be able to unless it is over $100,000.
Wow.
Robin, you got a pretty good beat on the Swift thing. Why is this important, and what does it mean for the average person who's using Binance?
First of all, if you're moving, if you're buying and selling crypto through the Swift and the old rails that we're trying to get away from, what are you doing? Honestly,
but Robin, this thing
that's like okay, that is literally like putting a horse
No.
to pull your freaking your Tesla. Like it's new technology. It's way more efficient. Crypto is here to replace this crap, and you got some old clunky thing that you're dragging new technology around with. I'm telling you, just imagine
you
a
use
Tesla getting pulled by 2 horses, bro. Like it literally makes no sense. So why on the hell would you even care to use a Swift system?
Because you have to. If you use a bank account to deposit
And why
and
they
withdraw
pray-
money through
why-
your bank, that's going through Swift. And now you can't do that if it's not over $100,000.
Look, it still doesn't change the ACH bank transfers. Like I know that technically goes.
That
through
is the ACH
no,
bank
no,
transfer.
no. It's wire transfers. Wire transfers is the Swift system. Your ACH
is funny.
it does. The banks use it on their own network, but it doesn't change ACH. So if you're still using Binance, if you want to deposit straight from your bank account, it has not changed. Now, depositing via a wire transfer, that's gone. But if you were doing that, you're old and get off that.
And you're
seriously.
Okay, Kraken was only allowing wire transfers for deposits.
But we're not talking about Kraken. We're talking about Binance.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm
Okay.
sure there's other companies that do it.
So use an ACH transfer. Stop. Like
That's
what?
just
What?
I am pretty
okay.
sure-
What if
We have Missing
Binance?
Crypto here, and you guys are arguing about
Hold on.
nothing.
This is one last thing. What if Binance said, "Hey, we're not going to take mailed checks in for crypto purchases. Like, if you try to mail us a check and we won't let you buy crypto with it." It would be like, okay, who cares? Nobody needs to be mailing checks to Binance anyways. Nobody needs to be sending wire transfers to Binance. That's where I'm getting
I swear, if we didn't have guests on the show, I would go in right now. Missing Crypto, what are your thoughts on this? I guess speak also more so on a lot of these traditional banks exiting crypto as fiat on and off ramp. Obviously, Silvergate's in some hot water. Signature Bank left. We saw there was another one. Wire is gone. Is this concerning to you? And then if you want to speak on the whole Binance Swift thing as well, please.
I think there's always going to be a roadblock. They don't want you to exit the system, whether it's in that form of way where you can't send wire transfers or, banks straight up saying like, Santander UK came out recently, was limiting, I think it was like 1,000 pounds or something like that, 1,000 euros, whatever currency it was, where you couldn't spend more than that per month and exit and buy crypto with it. There's always going to be roadblocks. They're always going to create roadblocks. Now that just proves another reason why you need Bitcoin, because if it really was your money, you'd be allowed to do all of that. What was the second question besides the Swift thing?
So about other company or other banks, like the bank, the on and
yes.
off ramps, leaving and not servicing crypto companies.
Oh, that's FUD. They're going to continue to do that. If you've been watching the banks, HSBC, all of these big banks, JP Morgan, they're all coming into crypto. They're all creating their own wallets. It's happening. Banks are coming into crypto. As far as I'm concerned, this is FUD. It's gonna be something that passes. They can't stop crypto. They're getting involved in every which way form, whether that's CBDCs or just straight up saying, hey, we have a crypto wallet for digital currency. HSBC, MasterCard, Fidelity, all putting out trademarks for NFTs, NFT marketplaces, digital currencies, wallets. Nah, all the banks are coming in. It's just a matter of what they want to tell you and what the headlines are that day.
And what's the chat think? 1, if you think this is concerning. 2, if it's not a big deal. Swift is not even used realistically.
What kind of worries me though is I forget it might have been the Bank of International Settlement. They came out and said we don't believe traditional banks who are in the banking system should deal with crypto companies because there's just too much stuff going on right now. We've seen, like I said, Wire has stepped down. They're a big one. They were integrated through MetaMask. We saw Signature Bank also step away. There was another bank, I forgot the name, that said they're stepping away from the crypto fiat on and off ramp and they're doing more community banking. So it's definitely a trend. I'm going to have to disagree with you, Mr. Crypto. I don't know if I'd call it FUD. I definitely think it's a trend. Do I think it'll continue? That I'm not sure. Do I think we're ever going to get to a point where there's going to be no fiat on and off ramps? No way, because one of these companies is going to say, screw what BIS says. There is too much money to be made and an opportunity. We can literally corner a market. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Robin? Are you with me or Missing Crypto? You think it's FUD or you think it's a trend?
I think okay, what's happening right now is that crypto has got a stain on its reputation because of FTX and the Terra Luna collapse. And so the banks are distancing themselves publicly. However, I think that they're just taking one foot out. I don't think they're exiting the game permanently. I think they're just making little public PR announcements saying, hey, we're not going to onboard, we're not going to offboard, we're going to step away, we're going to focus on this. I don't believe it for a minute, though. I think that the banks, the smart money, I think they are hedging their bet. They're just they're showing one card, but they're holding a royal flush on the back end.
I think it will pass for sure. I'm with you, Missing Crypto, on that. But I also think that the banks literally publicly have to be like separate themselves from crypto. Like, the guy from JP Morgan, was it Diamond? Jamie Dimon was just talking all that crap last week. You know what I mean? Just, he'll never change his mind. Why are we even talking about this? Bitcoin's a pet rock and blah, blah, blah. But guess what? JP Morgan owns a whole bunch of crypto, especially Ethereum. So it's like, watch what they do, not what they say, because like crypto as a whole is a threat to the legacy system. It is no secret. And the banks are the middlemen that crypto is out to replace. So they either have to join us or fight against us and lose. That's the game.
That's a good point.
I agree. And you know what? They're working on a ton of stuff. Even in Davos, they were talking about a new blockchain. I think it's Red Date technology, and they're trying to, be the new Swift and, bridge the gap between stable coins and CBDCs. Of course, when they were talking about this, they said there were a bunch of tier 1 banks involved. This is like new information that I was reading. I was talking about it on my show this morning, but definitely the banks are entering, and they're going to have to go digital. It's the future. They're going to have no choice, especially with other countries that are stepping up and embracing crypto. So it's like, at the same time, are you going to embrace it? You're going to fight it? Exactly what AJ say, watch what they do instead of, what they're saying. Because
and then,
actually speak louder than words.
The whole thing was about crypto. The whole thing. They want to have their own metaverse. They want to talk about CBDCs, Stellar, the Ukraine. I think someone from Ukraine. I want to say, I forgot the title, but he said he wants to take his CBDC as payment for his salary. They're going to use Stellar for that. Brad Garlinghouse from Ripple, he was there, even though Ripple is like illegal, but just watch
only in the
what they
US.
do.
Yeah. It does operate
in the
worldwide.
US, it's so annoying.
Very annoying.
We do have from our last question, a lot of people were saying not a big deal on the Binance and basically cutting off the Swift as a on-ramp. So a bunch of twos. Raul San Miguel put a 1 in the chat. So
Interesting. All right. I want to shift the topic from Binance and Swift and all this other stuff to ETH. If you are an ETH fan, if you hold ETH, please do us a favor. Put a 5 in the chat because I like the number 5.
5.
Yes. So this has been talked about for quite some time. And surprisingly, this is moving very fast because developers finalized their first shadow fork for ETH Shanghai upgrade. They only brought this up about a month ago where they wanted to put the Shanghai upgrade at the very top of their to-do list. We're like, they're saying March. It's probably going to be by the end of the year. No. They actually successfully launched a shadow fork of the Shanghai upgrade to test it on a version of the ETH mainnet. There were a few minor technical issues with Ethereum nodes using Geth clients after the fork, but developers were able to fix the issues, and now all nodes are in agreement. Now, the most important thing with Shanghai, withdrawals will be launched on the mainnet in March. So if you stake your ETH prior to the beacon chain merging with the proof of work chain, you will now have access to take that money out. Developers are considering a public test network before the end of February, which would onboard staking firms to test the Shanghai upgrade. Additional forks are planned in the coming weeks. Now, there's 2 narratives as to this Shanghai upgrade and people getting their stake ETH unlocked. One is people have been waiting so long. Once it's unlocked, they're going to dump on the market. The other is once you don't have to lock your ETH tokens up, there's going to be more people that come in and stake their ETH knowing they can access it and pull it out at any given time, thus strengthening the network, thus strengthening the price of Ethereum. What side of the fence do you land on, Miss Teen Crypto? Are you on the fence that once everyone has access, they're going to pull it out? They've been waiting a year and a half, 2 years. We're going to see a dump on the market? Or do you think the opposite's going to happen?
I could see maybe just a 50-50. People, of course, want to take their bags. They've been waiting for so long. I got to have some sort of reward, right? But on the other hand, I think a lot of people are also seeing the upturn in the market and they're very hopeful. If I was having that much ETH, maybe I would take a little bit of profit, but hold most of it, because I know that, of course, the crypto market's going to come back. If you, when in doubt, zoom out on the yearly charts, you can look at Ethereum, its all-time highs and where it's going. And, if you want to hold, if you believe in Ethereum, which obviously a lot of those people do, they might end up holding it. So I wouldn't see a big dump on the market.
Okay, and then this is before I send it over to these guys, this is it's still ETH, but it's a little kind of off topic here. There was a report about a month ago that about 60% of the nodes were complying with OFAC, and so blacklisting wallets. So if OFAC deems a wallet blacklisted, 60% of the nodes on the mainnet wouldn't validate any transactions coming from or to that wallet. Are you worried at all that ETH has become more centralized than when it was proof of work? And do you see that as an issue moving forward?
A little bit. I worry a little bit about little Ethereum, but at the same time, I do think we're extremely early, and this is going to contribute to things later on where a lot of other countries, we see they're mining Bitcoin. Even, China, there's a lot of people mining Bitcoin in China, even though it's been banned, and you don't know what else they're mining. I really do think other countries are going to step in. Other people are going to want to take part in this network. So I don't think, majority of those nodes are going to remain in the US. So I think this is going to cause a little bit of tiff down the road, which maybe could help even out the decentralization aspect of it.
Okay, that's an interesting take. What about you, AJ? Do you think once the Shanghai upgrade goes live and people have access to their staked ETH, you think there's going to be a big dump on the market? Do you think people are going to actually want to stake more because now it's not locked up?
There will be the group of people that are impatient and ready to bail and that have just been holding on for a long time, and there will be some sort of shock. I think that smarter minds will prevail. I think that the people that actually are paying attention, that realize the long-term, expectation of Ethereum, Ethereum, it's the transaction layer of crypto, of Web3. So I feel like the smarter people that get their unlocked ETH will hold it, but there will be the handful of people, probably I'm not high, Gary Gensler, thank you, would be the will be the certain percentage of people that will sell, but I think that it won't be like a ground shaker. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What if AJ had ETH staked for over a year? What would AJ do?
I would hold it until all-time high minimum.
Rob, what do you think? We're going to see more staked. We're going to see ETH be unlocked and dumped. We're going to see more being staked. Are you in this 50-50 camp? What are your thoughts?
I don't think too much is going to change, honestly. I mean, people that locked up their Ethereum during the height of the bull market, because that's when you were locking up majority of it, they are a significant loss, right? For what they purchased, what the purchase price is. And these are the most ultra bullish people in the crypto space, right? I mean, if you were willing to lock up your crypto for a year plus, I know we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. But if you were to lock up for a year plus, I mean, don't you think that these people are less likely to sell? I mean, they're the most bullish ETH maxis. And so, yeah, man, I don't think now here's the thing. Is there going to be selling pressure? Of course. Cause you do have people that are looking to take profit. And you know what, if you stake, say 10 Ethereum and now you're sitting on 13 or 14, because of your staking rewards. And you know what, you originally put in 10, you're like, hey, I still got my 10. Let me take the profits off the table. Let me sell those. I've been meaning to sell. I just haven't been able to. And so that will happen, of course. But to think that all of a sudden it's going to be this avalanche or this wave of sell price, no, man. These are the people that are looking for the long-term game. That's literally why they locked up in the first place, because they believe in it long-term.
Do you think more money will flow into staked ETH now? More people will stake ETH because now they don't have to worry about it being locked up.
No, I think that the people that want to stake it are staking it now anyways. And I don't think that all of a sudden,
what if you're a large corporation? What if you're an institution that's saying, hey,
there's not that much money in institutions for Ethereum. Realistically, it's all in Bitcoin. Now there are a handful of people. Kathy Wood. There are
exactly,
some institutions
AJ,
that.
Hold on, dude. Hold on. The ones that are trying to build in blockchain, okay?
In the future, yes, there will be a lot of investment. A lot of institutions will be getting into crypto. But realistically, let's not kid ourselves. Corporate America and institutions out here are not piling in on Ethereum and staking it.
I disagree completely, because Bitcoin has a lot of environmental FUD. A lot of politicians have come out and said, you guys should switch over to proof of stake like Ethereum did, and being climate centric, keeping climate free blockchains, all the climate credits, all that is very important. And institutions don't want to be on the wrong side of history. They want to contribute, because it's all about optics. You have to understand, from a political point of view, as an institution, optics are very important. So they have to be with the one that has the climate in mind. That's all about optics. So they will go with the one that is better for the climate, which is Ethereum by a landslide.
But don't forget that Gary Gensler has yet to endorse Ethereum as a commodity and has dangled this carrot of uncertainty for what Ethereum truly is. He's like, I won't discuss Ethereum.
Gary Gensler is a joke.
if you're an institution and you're looking for clarity, you don't want to go invest millions and billions of dollars into an asset that at a flip of a light switch, Gary Gensler could be like, nah, security, right?
No.
And now I know the probabilities of it is small, but from an institutional standpoint, from a money management standpoint and a risk standpoint, it has to be something you consider as far as someone that is responsible for millions of dollars of companies of wealth. And
time will tell.
Yeah, that will come for sure.
I want to know, MTC, what are your thoughts on all this? Robin's wrong, obviously, right?
Stop it.
Gary Gensler, pertaining to him, I don't even know what to say about him, to be honest. It's just, he had meetings with SBF that no one even talks about. He's just involved in just like the weirdest ways possible. And, even if you look at like the Kim Kardashian post, right, that was just kind of like to make an example. And, I think it's pretty crazy how if you invest in something now and it's like a utility token, you like what it does, and then all of a sudden later you're like a criminal and it's all of a sudden a security. I just don't know how to even react to that. At the end of the day, I do think there might be a little bit of a washout. Maybe Gary will get replaced at one point in time. I don't know. I just don't have much to say on him, because it's just every day there's a new surprise.
And we do have our hype man, Jimmy has gifted us, or the community, 10 gifted memberships. So big love to our hype man, Jimmy. Also, we have a super chat from Kazuma X, 10 euro super chat. He says that Binance is important for BTC and BNB. If people do more than their own research on Binance, their mind will open. Need Binance to survive, or it's the death of crypto. Also, we have Unforgettable 304 Glazed Alex. To you, hola!
Hey,
Welcome.
I met Glazed Alex yesterday or 2 days ago. He's very cool guy.
Where's
Algo fam, crazy goose flock. He literally got the mic and said honk, which is like the for the crazy goose flock. That's what they all say to each other. We honk, and he got the mic and honked. It was very funny.
Interesting.
Great guy.
Rocco, will you? Anyways, all right. Let's move on to a company that is bankrupt, which is BlockFi. This is sourced from The Block. Bankrupt crypto lender BlockFi urges court to approve bonuses amid a war for talent. So, if you've been living under a pet rock, which could be possibly Bitcoin, BlockFi did file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy about 2 days after FTX went under. They are now urging the court to approve the payment of bonuses as the crypto lender struggles to retain staff following its filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I wonder why no one wants to work for a company that is under. Interesting. It's a little weird to me, The bankrupt crypto lender filed a motion on November 28th with the U.S. Bankruptcy Court in New Jersey to approve a retention program for remaining critical employees. The program plans to offer top staff compensation of either 50 or 10% of their base salary, depending on their role. So whatever the base salary is, throw a little 50% bonus on top of it. Since the petition on November 28th and the filing on the 23rd, 11 employees have resigned from BlockFi, with the pace accelerating in January According to the declaration, key employees continue to receive offers in some instances for compensation significantly above their current compensation, said the firm representing BlockFi, and said that these employees are going to Google, Block.inc, and Walmart. I'm going to ask Miss Teen Crypto first. Should BlockFi be able to pay more to keep employees? Or do you think this is a company that's just will be gone? I don't care if it's a restructuring plan. They're either going to get sold off or liquidated. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
I'm very surprised that they're allowed to hire people. If they're bankrupt, how could you hire other people? Like, where are your funds, right? And I don't even think everyone could have gotten their money off of BlockFi. So why don't we focus on like getting people their money first before hiring others? At the same time, I do know people wanted to acquire BlockFi. BlockFi was, I believe, fighting for SBF's Robinhood shares, if I'm correct. If someone in the chat could correct me if I'm wrong, but definitely BlockFi was trying to squeeze for money wherever they can grab it, and now they want to hire new people. I'm just a little bit confused.
Yeah, I mean, for you to come out and want to give 50% bonuses to employees to keep them, how about not making stupid deals and uncollateralized loans, and then maybe you'd still be able to keep them? Rob, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Is this a legit concern from BlockFi? Obviously, they think they're going to come back. They think they're going to restructure their debt and arise as a new company, and they need these key employees. Should they be given the green light to be able to retain these employees by giving them a bonus?
It's just part of our broken system, unfortunately. The fact that you can collect food stamps and go buy lobsters with those, and or find steaks that cost $50 a pound. There's no stopping you there. And there are loopholes everywhere. And in bankruptcy court, there's loopholes in paying people an absurd amount of money and bonuses that obviously don't deserve it because, hey, you're not paying your customers, but yet you're arguing to pay your own employees additional bonuses. We're not talking about baseline salaries. You know what? Like, at some point, man, I would hope that we could stop this, right? That, like, hey, you know what? You file for bankruptcy, you're just not allowed to pay any bonuses. How about that? Right? And I understand you're trying to be competitive, but if you want to be competitive, don't file for bankruptcy. Right?
Not wrong.
Like it seems overly complicated discussion. Will it change? Probably not. It will probably never change. And 40, 80, 100 years from now, people will probably still be going through bankruptcy, cheating the system, and trying to squeeze every dollar that they can out for themselves. I mean, the whole premise of bankruptcy is to not pay people and still have your credibility, right? That's essentially what it is, right? Like, hey, you know what? I don't want to pay anybody back, but I still want to operate as business and move forward. But how do I do this? Hey, we'll use bankruptcy. So,
what are your thoughts, AJ?
Yeah, well, if they want to right the ship, if they want to make things right, they probably need a new team to do it. They probably need to keep the valuable people that matter. If they want to improve and do it again, and without doing all the over-collateralized, all the bad, irresponsible deals, should they have the right to do that ethically? I think no. But since they are already doing it, hopefully they right the ship. Hopefully they figure it out. But if they don't, big waste of time and money.
I want to know what the chat thinks. Chat, do you guys think that BlockFi should get the green light to pay bonuses? Put a 1. If you think it's absurd that they shouldn't, and whoever leaves, put a 2. 1, they should be given the green light to give money. 2, they should not. All right. So bear markets, we rarely talk about bear markets bringing new all-time highs for a project, right? Well, there is one project who did reach a new all-time high in a bear market, and that was Aptos. Now, if you're not familiar, Aptos did get a lot of, it was compared to Solana in the sense of what they do on a technical and fundamental level, but also their relation and ties to Alameda and FTX. They called it another Alameda coin, and when Alameda went under, of course, everyone's like, oh, Aptos is done. The token, the ICO was rigged, or whatever they were saying. But Aptos reached an all-time high amid their rising DeFi activities. And I'm going to ask, while I read this, I'm going to ask AJ to pull up the Aptos chart because we're going to go over that here in a second. This is sourced from BN Crypto. Layer 1 blockchain network Aptos native token APT reached a new all-time high of $14.18 during the early trading hours of January 22nd, after surging by over 200% since the beginning of the year. After launching to much criticism, users' transactions on Aptos have increased by more than 100% in the last 30 days. According to available data, the blockchain processed 83,675 transactions as of December 23rd, but that number jumped to over 170,000 just 1 month later. So over doubled in a month. The data also shows that new account creation on the network has been steady, with the daily active addresses jumping to 35,000 from 23,000. Meanwhile, over 80% of the APT token supply is currently staked. The token has a supply of 1 billion, and 840 million of those are staked. So a lot of people are worrying. Fully diluted market cap to regular market cap, that gap is extremely high. And just to take a look, it talked about their DeFi, where they rank as far as protocols. They are in the top, well, they're right outside the top 30. So they have 18 protocols, DeFi protocols on their chain right now. They're up about 4.5% in total value locked over the last 24 hours, with $54 million locked up. Now, I'm going to ask Robin first. Are you bullish on Aptos? What does it say when a project like this makes an all-time high in a bear market?
Could Aptos be the new Solana? That's where I say.
It's intriguing.
And before, I'm not just throwing that out loosely. They have a lot of institutional grade money poured into it, especially from venture capital. Andreessen Horowitz, a big investor, but one of their biggest investors in their first seed rounds was FTX Ventures. So could there be some kind of implications, liability? Could there be some liquidations from the bankruptcy on FTX that could put sell pressure? Perhaps. Do you have the token? I know you have the initial.
You want to talk about their how much money they raised and stuff?
Yeah, how much? You want to pull that up here while I'm kind of getting into it? Yeah. You know, they are focusing on Web3, their smart contracts. So they are in a diluted like layer 1 ecosystem. So what I would like to see from Aptos is strong developers, strong community, and something that makes them unique and stands out from the pack. Because right now, you know, there's just a ton of competition. I feel like you're just getting one after another kind of rallies. We saw Avalanche pump up. We've seen, Cardano moving. And so what is going to be distinguishable about Aptos compared to the competition? Could it be the new Solana? Could it be the institutional's favorite?
Well, the reason, and just to share this real quick, and then we'll get Miss Teen Crypto's take on this. Okay, we already have my laptop. Perfect. So this is from, by the way, guys, CryptoRank.io. I love using this for in-depth token analysis. So this one shows all the fundraising rounds for Aptos. You can see it started back in March of last year, where Binance led a strategic round. Doesn't give the amount, but a $200 million strategic round was raised on the 23rd of February, with A16Z leading the way. You have big names like Coinbase, Verify Capital, and of course,
you see what I'm saying?
FTX Ventures.
This is very Solana-like, with tons of venture capital.
It's a VC pump and dump.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
That's what people are worried about. But here's something interesting: Franklin Templeton Investments. I have not seen this name. So this is big in the traditional markets. They're big in insurance as well. They threw some money at this too. This was $150 million raised in a Series A back in July of last year. Now this one, FTX was a lead. Jump Crypto might sound familiar. They were in the news along with the Robinhood FUD as well.
See what I'm saying? Like FTX was the lead investor on that Series A, and they were there as well. You know, so how much tokens are they holding? Could those flood the market here? And remember, you know, we've seen the irresponsibilities when it comes to money management from the powers that are operating FTX's liquidation. And we saw what they were doing with their trading accounts. They mismanaged like $5 million worth of funds are just gone because they didn't properly close out trades and things that were just basic in nature. And so you do have to have a concern that they might just dump the market, not really realizing how to properly sell tokens. So, yeah, just something to think about.
What are your thoughts, Miss Teen Crypto? What are your thoughts on Aptos? A, maybe speak on a token making an all-time high in a bear market. And B, are you worried this is just another VC coin? Are you excited for Aptos? Just kind of share your thoughts.
I'm not too deep into the Aptos ecosystem. I haven't really heard much in terms of activity, in terms of things like gaming, developing and dApps. I really haven't heard much on that front, but I do know that, of course, venture capitalist investments don't always guarantee success. I think what you have to keep in mind is, especially in crypto, we've seen this. You can't buy community, especially, if community finds something wrong, project's done. However, I don't know. Again, I'm not like too into the Aptos ecosystem. I do want to learn more about it. I haven't heard too much development in terms of things that are drawing people into it. And it's a relatively new coin as well. I mean, October 2022 was when the mainnet came out. So it's still pretty early in Aptos to begin with, 1 year and change into the coin. You don't really know too much about it. It hitting all-time high during a bear market, that could happen to really any coin. So it's just a matter of seeing how it plays out in the long run. I'm all about seeing its development and how it goes through a longer span of time. A year, it's just really early.
Fair enough. To me, this is a high risk, high reward, very high reward project that, just to be fair, I have invested some money in Aptos, but it's money I'm expecting that hey, if that money's gone, then it's gone. I want to go to the charts. AJ,
Sure.
What is, obviously we're seeing a retracement.
Yep.
What are some levels, if you do want to get back into Aptos, what are some levels you should be looking at? And obviously, past $14, price discovery, we've never been up there. So maybe let's talk about the downside levels. And what are the charts saying? What's RSI saying? So please.
Sure, 100%. So the thing with pumps like this, VC, where there's a lot of institutional investors in the mix, is that, especially with a coin that's fairly new, we don't have much previous price action to go off of, except for, when it started and it fell all the way down and it was around $3 for a very long time, put in a low at $3.15 right before 2023. And then, this is where the institutional investors start. Obviously, right here where we are now, this is the 8-hour chart where each candle represents 8 hours of time. It is going to come down to retrace, but the truth is that we don't know if it's going to keep getting juiced or not. This could very well continue for God knows how long. What I'm kind of looking at here is that there is a big gap in the visible range volume profile. Then there's a lot of buyers sitting at $8. There's a lot of buyers sitting at $5. The 50-day EMA is sitting at 858. We are coming down below 80 on the RSI, and we very well could come down and retest the $8 level. At the same time, it could, if we go to say the 23-minute chart, this it is going down. This is possibly a coin you could short, but the 200 EMA, it's at 13, basically 13 right now. The 200 EMA is at 1233, and if it bullishly retests 1233, it's going to keep going. If you wanted to short to that, that's a 3.65% pop, but at the same time, it is staying above the 50 on the RSI. So that kind of could be a scary trade. I kind of want to wait for more confirmed lower lows and then wait for it to pop up in that range before opening up a short. Basically, here is a low. Let me get my paintbrush. Right here is a low, and then we put in a lower low here. So if it comes down and puts in a lower low here, you're waiting for it to test back up at the channel and then short from this point down. So, but at the same time, with the VC coin, with institutional money going in and in and in and in, it's really hard to say what levels we're looking at. But the one thing I wanted to talk about, let me go back to the 8-hour chart really quick. So this is something I like to do when looking at these kind of things. So here, let me pull this up. So if we look at the market cipher B here, we look at the money flow. And if you go from the tip of that money flow into where, and that's basically right there at the low towards the end of December, we go to where the money flow switched over to green. Right there was 11 days and 8 hours. And now if we go from that same point to the tip of this money flow right here is once again about 11 days and 8 hours at the top of this money flow. So if we are going to maybe project that this is going to fly back, like it's going to come down in the momentum flow in 11 days and 8 hours, that would put us at the last day of January. So maybe that will be the point where it starts to turn back around if we're going off the same kind of idea of the money flow. And that does sound like a crazy way to do
That's
TA,
interesting,
but
yeah.
it works. I have tested this idea out a lot when it comes red, when it comes green with the money flow, and see how long it takes for it to go from red to green to red. And when there are patterns like that, stick to them.
So you can, so you're saying if you're looking to trade Aptos and you're looking to long it, it might be good to wait till the end of the month.
I wouldn't long Aptos right now.
Okay.
Considering, the 8 hour chart, the 12-hour chart, I mean, this has to come down to reality. It's way, way overheated. What I'm kind of looking for is that if we look here at the RSI, this is like the overheated level. If we come down, here, let me get my paintbrush actually, excuse me.
And then little shout out.
If we come down and go like this,
Crypto
we'll
markets
keep going.
did cross 1 trillion.
We go further
today.
down, we go down. So watch that level on the 12-hour chart.
Okay.
Yeah, crypto markets crossed $1 trillion today, by the way.
They've been over a trillion.
They've been over a
days.
trillion.
Yep.
Rob,
It's okay.
I'm kidding. All right.
I just saw it today, though. Okay.
Yeah, it was over. It got over a trillion, came back down, but it's been over a trillion for some while now. All right. I want to talk about Bitcoin mining. Okay. Now, Miss Teen Crypto, you're in New York. There's a lot of talk about Bitcoin mining. States like New York are saying, hey, they put that moratorium for 2 years. They're trying to push the miners out or at least not let them re-up. Well, there is a news article, the first ever nuclear-powered Bitcoin mining center to open in Q1 of this year. This is sourced from Forecast News. The U.S. will open its first nuclear-powered data center to offer Bitcoin mining. This is going to happen in Pennsylvania. The data center is expected to start hosting nuclear-powered Bitcoin mining and cloud computing services in Q1 of this year, which is the first such service in the United States. The name of the mining facility is going to be TeraWulf, the mining firm, and they're in the initial stages of ramping its mining operations and expect the nuclear-powered data center to provide 50 megawatts of net mining capacity. Miss Teen Crypto, these articles, right? This news that comes out, do we need more of this to kind of shift the narrative of mining is bad? It's bad for the environment. Do you want to see more of this? Or do you think the miners are already doing enough with over 50% renewable energy? And if New York doesn't want us, we'll just go to Texas or Florida or whatever the case may be.
That's exactly it. People are going to go where they can be free and fly, like Twitter when Elon bought the bird is freed, right? Just flying away. I think a lot of people are going to go where they feel wanted, especially when it even comes down to regulation in general. If you're going to stifle innovation, obviously people are going to go where they could innovate, where they could be successful. And, if New York's not going to open their doors, then of course you should go somewhere else. However, I have, spoken at events and however, I do think that, people are in New York are bullish on Bitcoin, are bullish on crypto. It's just a matter of when they can let everything in, being that New York is the financial capital of pretty much the world. All the finance people are here. The United Nations is here. Everyone is in New York. So it's just a matter of when everything kind of cools down. Crypto's inevitable. They're going to allow it to happen. Again, it's just a matter of when. Texas, Fort Worth, they've been mining Bitcoin for a while now. Texas wants to invest in Bitcoin. Other states, countries, they're going to follow suit. Even in other countries, you're seeing, Bitcoin-backed bonds. In El Salvador, they're working on, mining Bitcoin with renewable energy. This is already happening. It's just a narrative that's just going to keep being played until it's played out.
And hopefully it'll be played out soon. What are your thoughts, Rob?
I think we need more nuclear energy, right? Because honestly, it's green. It's hyper efficient. The only thing is that people are so concerned with catastrophic events. There are several instances in our history, but the technology has moved forward and advanced so much lately that the risk for nuclear meltdown, as an example, is extremely small now. And they've taken these nuclear generators, or the power plants, and they've actually shrunk them down, and so they're a lot smaller. They used to be like large, extremely large operations, and now you can set up a nuclear plant in a smaller area because the actual technology is moved forward. The only thing is you gotta get rid of the waste. That's kind of the big downside to it. But if you're looking at carbon emissions, it does fix that. And I know Europe is starting to get back into nuclear power. All I'm saying is it makes sense. You draw a ton of energy, you have a ton of surplus, and it's 100% green. And so, the only thing is that this is infrastructure that takes a long time to build out. And so if we do head back towards nuclear power plants, probably take 10 years before we see anything meaningful. Even if we started building those now, there's always a fission on the horizon as well.
You know who else
that's
likes,
probably about 20 years out.
Who else likes nuclear power? China. They plan on building as many as 30 of them over the next 8 years or 7 years. Here's a take.
They from the thing that happened with Ukraine, they're in a situation where they have to do something. And so it makes sense, if you're not going to rely on global trade, build it yourself.
Here's my thing, okay? This is exactly why states should want Bitcoin miners to come. You let them come, you set up a regulatory environment where it's favorable to them, give them some tax breaks or whatever, they will build the infrastructure for you. You want to talk about miners staying in business and minimizing their overhead and finding the most efficient way to mine? Let miners come. The most efficient way to harness energy, let the miners come. They will find it for you. Not only will they find it for you, they will spend the money out of their own pocket, not government subsidized, not raise money from companies in traditional markets or whatever, and they'll pay for it out of their own pocket because they're going to make that money back. And so you talk about a state like New York, or a state like California uses a lot of power. Imagine you allow miners to come, you give them a tax break, you let them set up shop, and let's say they start building hydroelectric plants to harness energy. You want to talk about going green? And the way to go green in the plan is not just to spend a crap load of money and stop this and that. It's to find alternatives and to build the infrastructure. If you don't got the money to build it, let someone who is willing to spend the money, let them build it. And those are the Bitcoin miners. So that's my take.
Real quick, you are a big fan of Kevin O'Leary, right, David? Because guys, we have Shark Tank is casting for season 15 is now open. Oh, so God. David, if you would like to go talk to Kevin O'Leary and pitch him a business opportunity, now better time than ever, right?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think I got a good business idea to pitch him. I think he might like it. But anyways, Missing Crypto, before we let you go, first and foremost, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to bring you on. We always love your insight. We love your fresh takes. And I love the fact that you speak really fast and you have literally zero pauses in your, I'm over here trying to talk and I'm like, so very well spoken, an amazing guest.
Thank you.
Leave us with something. What are you excited about moving forward, whether it's in your personal growth, your channel's growth, just in general? And obviously YouTube, you talked about your podcast. Anything else going on in the Missing Crypto ecosystem that people should know about?
In my ecosystem, well, all I know is that I'm turning 20 soon and I'm happy. And I'm just happy to be here doing what I'm doing every single day for the past 3 years. And just follow me at Missing Crypto. MissingCrypto.com has all of my links. If you want to follow me, go check it out. In terms of just everything else, I'm very excited about crypto. I've always been very bullish on crypto. This is a revolution. And of course, revolutions aren't easy. And there's going to be pushback until they join us. So in my eyes, keep calm. hodl on. We're all going to make it. Just stick in your convictions, no matter what anyone says. As long as you know what you're doing and you're confident in your decisions, then go for it. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, crypto, NFTs, all of it. Thank you guys again for having me. I really do love you.
Awesome.
Miss T. Greta,
Thanks
can
for
we get
calling.
a hola for the community, Sin City style?
Hola!
Hey.
Yes. Guys, we are bullish on Missing Crypto. If you are too, make sure to go subscribe to your YouTube channel. Go subscribe to our podcast. Go to missingcrypto.com to find all the information and go follow her on Twitter. Missing Crypto, we love having you on the show. Thank you so much.
Thanks
and
for coming.
Definitely look forward to bringing you again.
Great to see you.
Thank you guys for having me. Much
Come
love.
to
Can't wait
Vegas.
to come back. We'll grab In-N-Out together and
Dude,
we'll get like new t-shirts for
listen to me.
2023.
All right, you can come whenever you want, but when you turn 21, we better see you in Vegas.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll be gambling at the casino instead of throwing money at 50x DJ.
Oh, we gonna be-
I know
And maybe by
somebody
then
with,
you can-
that does fake IDs, so I got you.
Oh
my
So
God.
Come on here, you know.
She went.
Oh, you little
Illegal
DJ.
activities, our channel has been taken down.
You're
Anyways,
corrupt.
and
You guys corrupted me. Okay, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Thank you
no,
guys so
just
much.
Robin,
Really do
not
love
me.
you guys. Mwah.
we love
Good
you
to
too.
see ya.
Take care, man.
Later.
Take care. All right.
Hey, Zesty fam.
Say Zesty.
Hey, Zesty.
That was
good,
nice.
man.
She's cool. She's cool as they come.
I love her, man.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She
She's
brings
great.
this like bright. She's always like just her facial expressions and her tone of voice is always so upbeat. It's exciting. And someone said, finally, a lady on the show. I 100% agree. Just hearing different perspectives and her being so young, I absolutely love it. I have 3 kids. If they can be half of what she is as far as her knowledge and finance and interest, I would be extremely happy.
And then just
Yep.
a little love for the chat. We do got a few new people up in here. We have Stony23 Sittenth Road, Randy with a Y, and then also saw somebody else new in here as well. Whoever you are, hola, welcome. Sin City
Whoever
Crypto.
you
Eddie
are.
Fox,
Awesome.
that's who it is, with a double X.
Got-
I know we're going to be winding down in a little bit here, but
We
there's
have wound it
something.
down. Okay, go ahead.
There's just something I wanted to show you guys on the chart
Show us.
really fast. I want to leave you with this. Is that if we go to my charts here, this is the Bitcoin chart I was looking at. Remember how I said the August, when we came back up after the June low and we have this high in August. This level right here is very important for Bitcoin to get across this level here. But this is not just on Bitcoin. I kind of see a little bit of bearishness on the horizon. Because right here is where we need to pass. And right here is where we are. We need to get over this level here. But here, if we look at Ethereum, real quick, here is the August level from Ethereum. And here we are now. And unless we get over this level, that's not the best. And it looks like we're going to probably come down here and retest the $1,300 range. Also, if we go to Matic, Matic's a little different because it actually came up past this in November. But if we look at the August level right here, we're a little bit below that. We are getting rejected from where we came up in August. And then the last chart I wanted to show is Phantom. I talked about this chart when I came on Sin City Crypto. I said, hey, I showed you guys, hey, what's that?
Inverse head and
Invest
shoulders.
Head and Shoulders. It popped hard. I gave it to you guys live here on Sin City Crypto.
You did give it.
If you got into that position, congratulations, you killed it. But my concern, here is the August level of Phantom. And here we are,
Man,
just
what's with you in
below
August?
it.
What's with you in August, man?
Just below it again, we are getting rejected on 4 different charts. We are below the August level. And if we get rejected officially from that level, look for the next stop on either the EMA or the visible range volume profile for your retest level. But it is very clear to me that unless something very bullish comes in the next couple of days and we can get up above the August levels, I kind of see
All
it
right.
getting rejected. And I'm looking
am
for
no
shorts.
chart master here, but I noticed. Gonna pull that chart up, Rocco.
Oh, God, don't.
Look at this. That first head and shoulder, that first armpit, it hit the that brown wave. What's that brown wave back there?
This
Yeah, what's that?
is like the reversal zones.
Okay,
And we're way
Look,
up in the
see, look,
reversal
look,
zone.
It hit that it hit the top of that, and then it had a sharp drop there.
Yes.
And so
I see a major
and
drops
so it
coming
looks
in
like
the near future
same
here.
thing here.
Yeah. something really bullish needs to happen, or I'm going to be watching Bitcoin to make my decision, and I'll be making my altcoin shorts
One last
based off
question
Bitcoin's
for you,
price
AJ.
action.
What are we doing in Vegas? Because we got well. First of all, before we hit the streets,
Sure.
let me tell you something. Your boy gonna be in around the blockchain today.
Hey.
Guys, who do y'all want to here? I'm gonna put a last second poll in here. Who do you want representing Sin City Crypto on around the blockchain? ATB repping.
I think I should just flip a coin and then switch
so
back and forth.
We got David and then we got Rob. We're gonna let the community decide.
Oh man.
So
Bold.
guys, who do you
What
want?
about
repping?
Rocco?
Ooh.
I think Rocco should be.
We talk about pizza for half an hour.
So, in my hometown, Italy.
All right, so let's see who's gonna rep around the blockchain today. So yeah, guys, come check us out. 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be there hanging out, and yeah. So we're gonna hit the town up. We also gonna, if you are in Las Vegas, we're gonna be at the book signing at the Link here in Vegas. So if you're here in town, come check us out.
Yes.
And
Also, speaking of checking out, go check out AJ on Twitter at AJ Writes Crypto. The link is in the description of this video. You just got to click it and it'll automatically take you to Twitter.
Boom.
Also, we didn't get around to Forest Fast 5, but it's a great one. It's about developer activity. What are some of the top chains? Tomorrow, we will highlight that and we'll discuss it. It involves Polkadot, Solana, Cardano. You're not going to want to miss it. And there's one more thing I wanted to say.
the poll's at 50-50.
Of course, it's
I think you
always
should just
50-50.
both go on.
Always 50-50.
And you can argue there too.
Dude, you're lucky MTC was here, dude. I would have, man, it was going to be a versus like no other two.
Oof. Why do I got to be sitting in between? Yeah, I know on the
It's the
camera
heat,
I'm in
baby.
between, and I'm actually in between in real life.
You literally are. That's how we roll, baby.
Love it.
Huge shout out to our guests, AJ in studio, and also Missing Crypto. Guys, we say this all the time, but these people never ask for anything in return. All we ask of you as a Sinner community, go support the people that come on the show. Also, someone mentioned the Fed. They're going to pump rates or whatever, and we are doing another FOMC special. We have Magic Internet Money, and Caleb Franzen will be joining us for our FOMC special.
Love
We're going to
him.
have charts. We're going to have macro info. We're going to have so much info that you're going to have a lot of info. So with that being said, Rocco,
Is that it?
friends, family.
Hold
friends,
on. Do I have a second?
Hold on, bro.
Do I have
you
1
just
second?
ruined my outro.
I didn't know you were. I didn't know that was it.
You just ruined my
All
tornado.
I was going to say is thank you guys for having me. You guys are my boys. I really appreciate. I want to come back every time I'm in Vegas.
Hey,
I
drop
will
an
be back.
hola. Drop an hola for the chat.
Hola! Love it. So we have a meetup, BitBoy Crypto meetup book tour tonight in Las Vegas at the Link. 24th, we're in Phoenix, Miami, 26th, 27th, Denver, 28th, Austin, 30th, Chicago. And then February 1st,
stop my
Minneapolis,
fingertip?
Boston,
Hold on, bro. Hold
DC, Atlanta, Philly, New York. Come see us. That's all I'm saying.
Did you just stop my finger tornado outro to shill a book tour?
Hey, people want to meet us. People want to come take pictures.
AJ, you
they
lucky?
want to say hello.
AJ, you
all
lucky?
right, I'll do the.
It's no
AJ,
regular book tour.
AJ, you lucky?
I like
my
it.
boy.
It is.
AJ,
I like
you lucky?
the
Are you coming to the book tour?
Hell yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah,
There
we'll
we
be there.
go. See,
Yeah,
I
we'll
got
all be
one.
there.
Let's go.
I'm kidding, of course. Guys,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude.
I'm not, bro, you're my homie. You're good, bro. All right, Finger Tornado will be back tomorrow. We love you guys. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.
I need a new Ola from AJ.
Now, if it was
Hola! That's fun.
Joe Raspy voice.
Yeah,
Head position there, yeah. Sorry, guys.